Welcome to the Liquid Latenites podcast. We believe in many things. Good liquor, fine women, and no kings. How you doing?
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
That makes
priorities.
sense.
It's the priorities.
Yeah, well, yeah. People out of their mind. Anyway, what are we here? Man, is it me or is this hot?
Listen, you've been stressing over this time of the year since January. You knew it was coming. It's Florida. We all knew it was coming.
I'm not a fan.
What? But he is. But here we are.
I talk to crazy people. I love Florida. What are you talking about? Unless you're in Massachusetts. I said, well, I know how winters. I don't do Chicago winters either, but I'm from the West Coast. You get mild weather, it gets cold, but you don't get snowed in and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Well, in the South, you get some snow up north.
What?
No.
Up north where?
Like northern NorCal. So San Francisco, San Jose.
Well, San Francisco is a different beast altogether. You know, that San Francisco basically stays almost the same year round. 75 degrees. You got to go further up to get some. Got to go to Oregon and stuff like that. Already in California, further north.
Okay.
So Toledo, no, it's unique. The thing about the bay there because it's inside of this enclave off Pacific. The temperature doesn't. It's just not. It's beautiful. You ain't never seen no snow in San Francisco or Oakland ever.
Oakland. Ain't snowing in Oakland.
No, yeah, it's snowing in Oaktown.
They're saying
Ryan Coogler said it's snowing in Oaktown. No, not gonna happen.
Snow.
But anyway, it's just been in the 90s for like 3 or 5 days, and it sapped the energy out of an old guy. I'm just telling you. It means that
the rain pattern get back in, it'll kind of cool you off.
We got the rain pattern, but lately it's been raining in the middle of the night because I was up. What was I doing? Watching the game. Was it Monday night?
Yeah,
I heard something. I said, "Oh gosh, it's raining, really, really hard." But then the game turned into a blowout. So I said, well, I got to find something else to watch. I watched, what did I watch? Oh, I watched the Redeem Team.
Wow, you were just in the basketball mood.
Well, what is it? The 08 Olympic team? Them boys were bad. In Beijing, please. They were all in. But I was just listening to the rain, really. Anyway, speaking of no kings, this weekend had to be the most bizarre weekend in the continental U.S. in a long time, dude. You know what I mean? We had contrasts and I don't know what would you call it? Because
I mean, they had big protests all over the country. Like my sister-in-law went to the one here in Orlando. I'm pretty sure Tampa had one.
Yeah, it was. They had the streets blocked on Kennedy and Tampa Street. You couldn't get around. But people were all pretty cool. But they were all like, "What is this? What are we into here?"
Yeah, I saw a lot of social media posts from a lot of the police departments across the country talking about, thanks for great peaceful protests. We didn't have any kind of arrests. I think I saw like one that said we had one arrest. Most of them like no problems.
So you don't need the National Guard and you don't need the Marines coming storming U.S. citizens.
Correct. Apparently, people are just fine.
You don't need to leave it. No one left behind. The Marine Corps is coming in right now. Really, guys? And I'm sure all these reservists, they're not happy either to be like, dude, you call up, you're a school teacher, now you got to go, stand guard of the federal building because not everybody's going to do anything. It's all for show. It's just insanity. And then there was
the squeaky wheel parade.
Yeah, Mussolini's. I saw like 30 seconds of that because I can't do that. I'm not what do you call it? Militarize my brain. So I read about it leading up to it, and someone says may have been 20,000 people total, but then the official notice was 250,000 people. So how do you do that? How do you square that?
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of events going on. I heard a lot of people didn't make it to the parade start because they also had to like delay it a minute. It was not a. I liked we'll go back to where not this be happening. The concept for the parade was not done well. And that, hey, we're going to, go through the different eras, blah, 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 all good. You can't throw a marching band in there. I'm listening to audio. I'm looking at video with audio, and all you can hear is squeaky wheels and some little tracks.
Yeah. 90-year-old tanks coming down the road.
Yeah, like, no. It's not well thought out. It's not the party we wanted.
It was a concert. I guess it was a jazz show someplace like that. So a lot of people were at that.
Yeah.
I'm going to the jazz show. Where you kidding me? It's
Seems
just
yeah. Yeah.
this is the U.S. We don't do that kind of thing. This is not North Korea. We're not Vladimir. You know what I mean? Anyway, maybe we are.
And you know what they have? Music. They have some ambiance.
So there's no music.
Some
You're right. I do remember because the couple of minutes I listened to it, I could hear the squeak of the tracks from the tanks.
Yeah, like just people walking, and people were not marching well. There's rumors that
they did it on purpose.
That they did it on purpose.
I read that. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
So here we go. So we got it.
Yeah.
Lisa's passed, but overall weekend, the people. But so the message they were trying to send, I don't know if it's received because our echo chambers are different. You know what I mean? You got this side got echo chamber, this side got echo chamber. So maybe don't even know that people like, you know what I mean? It's insanity.
There's no way that echo chamber. Oh, well, they got to know what happened. They may choose to ignore it and try to spin it, but you can't ignore that many things going on in that many cities across the country. People knew it was happening. So whether or not you liked it or not.
They said maybe 5 million people total come out in some major cities and some small towns.
Yeah.
It's just nice sounds and stuff. People were in a great mood because, I saw them here in Tampa.
Yeah. Yeah, people were just trying to get the word out, but they weren't going crazy. Nobody's doing anything weird. I'm going to throw a picture up here later. I'll send you a picture of the signage. I mean, just, listen, we're being our voices heard. Nobody got crazy. You didn't have to call in any troops. It was fine. Everything was fine. And a much better time was had by these folks than was had in Washington, D.C.
Well, it all depends on what you're objecting. Maybe they had fun with that. Squeaky.
I don't know. I also saw video of VIPs in the general vicinity of El Presidente yawning, just bored, just kind of like, it's a long time to be not getting entertained.
How long did it last? I have no idea how long it lasted.
I don't know. Maybe if they got an hour out of that, I'd be impressed.
It's not like a victory parade, like you come back from D-Day or something like that, World War II, something like that. But just to just for anyway. But again, a wild weekend. We had no sports because of sport thing. But I just think it's bizarre. We're in a very different era right now. And people explaining it and something like that. But yeah, I'm glad. Here's what I'm happy for. It didn't turn into some kind of, machine gun, tear gas, dogs on people, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
At least they didn't storm the Capitol. You know what I'm saying?
There might have been less people at the parade for this one than was J6.
Anyway, that's just, I'm going to leave that be. I don't want to just press that too hard, but I'm so disappointed. That's just a story. I can't get excited about that. You all out there listen to me. I'm just kind of, I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is 2025. This is the country of years. We're supposed to be the best of the best, but I don't know. Maybe we got different opinions of what the best of the best is.
That is legit.
Yeah,
legit observation.
Now we the bully on the block type deal. So that's what that kind of stuff means to me. But I just let it be. Next topic. I'm good with that.
Bully on block tends to get their nose punched in eventually.
Well, yeah.
So I want to bring this up just because it talks to what we've always been talking about. We love infrastructure on this show. So Monday, there was a car accident on I-4. It's a big deal. Semi-truck, Ford Focus, semi-truck flips, goes on its side, catches on fire. It's fertilizer it's carrying. So now you
get a bomb.
Yeah, so it's just melting. It's melting the road. This thing's on fire. And it happened about 10:30 in the morning. And it's I-4 in the Champions Gate. I'm going to call it the Champions Gate area, which if people aren't in this area, they can look it up. It's considered one of the worst stretches.
So I know where you're going. So everything is locked down.
Because they shut down westbound and it got locked down. And at one point, eastbound got shut down. People were taking 3 to 5 to 9 hours to get home because it really didn't open back up till, depending on which side of the road you're talking about, between 7 o'clock that night and 11 o'clock that night. And that's that. There is no other. All the side roads were jacked. Everything. I was going somewhere about 8 minutes from my house normally, and I was coming back. Saw a little bit of backup. I saw the fire early, but I didn't know what nobody was really talking about. And I'm like, oh, let me just pop out on the freeway for a minute, come back. Can't. That exit is already blocked off. So I got to go out. I got to go head eastbound and then come around. It takes me an hour and a half to get back to my house. I'm already at that point. My sister-in-law, who lives a direct shot 15 minutes away, took her 3 hours to get home from work. Come 4:30, 5 o'clock. She didn't get home until like 7, 8 o'clock.
So it's already bad down there with something like that. So
Yeah,
what are
it's
they?
already
They were
bad.
afraid that they got some kind of chain reaction on the fertilizer. They were afraid. So,
But they had to get hazmat team in. They had to clean it up, and they were cleaning up for a while and trying to get in there. And so it's a whole thing. But it's like it's already a pinch point.
yeah, it's bad down there.
And when it goes down, and everything goes down into Florida. I saw somebody talking about is like this is what we're talking about when people talk. Oh, everybody wants to move to Florida. Okay, you can put all these cookie cutter apartments and houses on this side of Orlando, between Tampa and Orlando, because housing is slightly cheaper. But then when something goes down, you can't get back to your house.
Yeah.
All these people are flooding. Either theme park employees are flooding out of work trying to get home, so they can't. Tourists are trying to get out of there, can't. It's I-4 is a major thoroughfare for like trucks and stuff coming from the port of Tampa, coming back and forth. You're done. You're done. Everything's locked up. Everything. And there was a backup all the way, like, I think I said at one point, into Orlando, like up to Sand Lake Road. Like,
wow.
This got 15 miles from where this thing was, maybe 20. It was ridiculous. But this is where we're at right now because we are so many people. We're all kind of over in this area now. This is a hot area. You make fun of like, I come through Polk County, all I see is warehouses. Yeah, but then eventually you start seeing those houses, and then we're all here, and then we're all stuck because you only got the one road, really.
Yeah.
And all these other side roads are only 2 lanes. They can't handle this when 15,000, 20,000 cars have to get off of I-4. Then you jack.
No planning.
No planning. Because we don't plan like that. We plan for either everything or a swamp. That's it.
So we just take private jets and fly them to Israel and fly people back to Tampa.
Oh. I still don't think flying. I don't think flying cars has ever been a good idea because I've seen you people drive regular cars.
Anyway, that's got to be bizarre. Me, I would say, okay, I'm moving. It's like that up here. It's like unbelievable. Anyway, wow.
Yeah, but if you stay around here, you still got to get back because all the major stuff's connected. You got to get back. All roads lead to I-4.
Yeah.
Or what is it, 95 heading down south? It's the same kind of situation. I feel like with that, well,
you need some mass transit there.
Yeah. Something. Give me. I could have had a train. We could have had a train. Could we get the train back? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. The train.
Done.
Mass transit, the train. But that's 10 years, 20 years from now, so it doesn't matter to me and you. But it's like, hey,
need this now.
That had to be. What day was that? It had to be just wonderful.
Oh, that was Monday.
Damn.
That was midday Monday.
Yes, it ruined everybody's Monday. Ruined your week. Got started. It's really, really great. Hey, where am I? I'm sitting in the traffic. Anyway, all right. In Mickey Land. I'm sure Mickey wasn't happy about it either, huh?
Of course not. You can't spend money in the parks if you're stuck outside. Yeah. All right. That's when I get off their chest. All right. Let's roll into. I'm going to do what might be the fun with fun. No, I know what that is. Never mind. We're just going to do both. All right. So, if they call you up, are you going to parachute in Iran? I just need to know.
Well, first of all, I'm past the age limit.
Says who?
Well, and if I was, no, I wouldn't.
2025. What are rules?
Yeah, right. We don't have no rules anymore. We're on a monarchy, oligarchy,
a democracy, idiocracy.
Well, I don't. I did some stuff I hadn't been done lately. I was just kind of browsing through some the talking heads on the news channel, just trying to get some idea. It's all confusing.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like, really? And then you blend it in with, because I think it's smoke and mirror took you to blend it in with Stephen, what's the guy named Steve Miller and ICE at everybody's door.
Mhm.
It's just, man, please. Don't do a bunker buster in LA, please. I mean, what
They're not even
the huh?
Is the protests even left in LA? Aren't they like down south? And I heard they were down in Orange County now.
Yeah, but it's just a small speaker. So okay, Los Angeles County is like, I forget how freaking big it is. It's like, I
It's
don't
big.
know. Yeah, 400 some square miles or something. It's not
Yep.
bigger than that, right? And that little area is like, I don't know, a couple of blocks.
Mm.
Everybody else is going through it. I was talking to my buddy, my friend of mine called me this morning. He's on his commute. He lives in Burbank, works in El Segundo. He's driving. And it's just normal day. But if you listen to everybody, it's like you got 20,000 troops. You calling up the Marines from down El Toro. They coming from down the fighter town. You got some jets coming in, Tom Cruise coming in, going, drop some stuff on everybody. It's insanity.
And they sit in barely. They sit in waiting for something to do because they never did sign those orders.
No,
And
they're not happy either.
And in the budget for put these guys up somewhere.
Yeah.
Doing.
Yeah.
So
that's why I call it ice baby. And arresting elected officials because everybody's got a day. He was, I'm just, come on. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough. And you could be, I don't know what's going on there. It's between two things. You got what's going on in Israel and between him and Iran, and
he's got his own. That's a whole smoke and mirrors for them because then Bibi's got a hard on for him, but also knows as soon as he stops fighting people, he's going to get thrown out of office and arrested. The only other thing I want to bring up on the ICE situation is my big problem, and he's said in a lot of places, a lot of the agents coming in, fully masked, not having any kind of ID. And sometimes you don't really know if these guys are actually ICE agents or they're third party contracts. Like there's rumors of that going on. With that shooting that was in Minnesota, which I'm going to bring this up real quick, that guy was fully decked out with fake everything.
Yeah.
To go up to these people's houses and try to take out a whole list of people. So it's starting to get to a point where I need some real. Someone brought this up. If somebody comes knocking at your door at 2 a.m. and they say to the police, "Are you talking?"
No. If they get anything for a break-in, because I'm not opening the door.
Yeah, I got to steal real into a poor store. We'll talk through the Ring camera. Who you at? Who your peoples? Where your papers? Where your papers?
Unbelievable. Now, this whole thing with this cat in Minnesota is like just anyway. That's where we are right now, boys and girls. We bumming everybody out because you cannot do what you do and say not have know this or this, So you got to say what the, you know what I mean? Where are we now?
Yeah, I don't think it's bumming people out. Like you said, it's happening. So you got to at least touch on it for a minute, touch on it too. So, all right, we're gonna move on to whatever you got going on. Is it ghost students who did?
Well, no, I read it's an interesting article of people. There's a new scam going around. People are taking people's identity, signing up for school, and signing up for financial aid, taking the money, which is wow. So they're not really students, but they I mean, it's a big deal. It goes back to these AI things. It's like because it's not one person can do. If you got, I'm not into all. I don't know how that works, but I do know it does stuff fast.
Yeah, you automate it. You automate the process of
and so they just applying for this, and something. It's a hit and miss thing, but the deal is like they just get so much money. Anyway, but I just thought it was an interesting article. Somebody look at it; it's just something else.
And then you're on the hook all of a sudden. And then
they call people and say, "Well, I'm not even enrolled in school."
Mm-hmm. But no,
and I borrowed how much money you gave me? The grants, not just loans, but grants. They're getting everything. Getting into the dark web.
Great.
Well,
hey, how about somebody get in the dark web and pay my loans off and leave me alone? It's about to come get me. All right. This is why. Oh, we got to clamp down. Man, y'all be frauding. Stop frauding people. All right, let's go to the fun stuff. Ish. Sports ball, baby. All right, so this was breaking news right before we started to record, and I feel like you have some thoughts.
Well, I'm not surprised, but that the Buss family, Genie, decided to sell the majority stake in the Lakers to somebody for that kind of cheese because I knew it was coming because they're like a family organization. They own 66% or almost 70% of the company. So now, after Boston sold, what did Boston sell for? $7, $8 million, billion, some kind
Like
of insane.
I think it's 6.5,
Yeah.
6.6, something
Okay,
like that.
so this deal here is worth 10 billion or something like that. The Lakers like so. So if you, as a business person, you say, yeah, why would you do it? Now, she is going to remain as the governor. I mean, she's still running stuff. But you have to think about it, that's the same thing they told Mark Cuban. But anyway, that's another story. But
Mm.
but but the money is just so big, right? Now, also you have to think that the way all these major sports teams are doing right now, the Lakers had to go get some corporate money to continue to compete because, again, is the pockets right now doing this thing is out of control. But I can easy for me to say. But anyway, I kind of knew this was coming at some point. It's faster and quicker than I thought it was coming. But yeah, if this deal broke, it's already pretty well in the bag. Now the guy who's if Walters or something, he's already majority on the Dodgers. So yeah, these people all know each other anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So does this mean, I was trying to read his stuff. He's got the Dodgers, he's got the Sparks, he's got an F1 team or part something in an F1 team. And then the Buss family still has the Lakers, the Kings,
Yeah,
and So this basically this one group will control all the sports, all the major
yeah, they're
sports
still
in that
running, but
region.
he's got more money. He got more money to deal with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's just means you got more players. You got because the same thing would happen with like the Warriors. The group that bought the Warriors, they got money, boss. And you had to figure the Lakers had to do something because Steve Ballmer's got his pockets are so full. He went up the block and built him a new arena. You at some point he'd track you down. If he's got 50, if he's worth 50 billion and you got 500 million or something like that. So you got to get somewhere so you compete in the game as far as doing things. Again, I wasn't shocked, and long term it's probably going to work out. But anyway, you want. But that broke that. Yeah, that broke. Just I was sitting there and it popped up on my Yahoo Sports. I said, "I man, for 30 it's over here." I get some smart remarks from the other guy. I'm in for half. I'm like, okay. I read the article. It said the deal's like something like $10 billion.
Listen, I think he's hiding the merch shells. We might be selling more of these, shirts and mugs than we think of. He might have that cheese. I don't know.
Dude, listen, the last 2 days on my threads, I'm seeing stuff that's all these beautiful, like Bahama style shirts with liquor merch. I haven't seen this before ever until the last month or so. So what these shirts, nice, beautiful shirts you can buy with. So yeah, the money is insane. $10 billion, boys and girls.
We need to buy a team. Who can we buy?
You should have bought a team in 1878.
I was 4.
Well, what I'm trying to say, the money's outlandish right now.
Yeah, it's priced out.
But but again, that's what to me as a lifelong Lakers guy. That means we got more to work with. Once it still get done, which means if they broke it right now, it's going to be done by the beginning of this next season.
Yeah,
they've already if it broke like that, it's already pretty well done. You just got to sign off. Now this is the same guy that has to deal with the majority stake in the Dodgers. Magic's getting that stuff there. Everybody's in it. So let's be clear. It's just LA money. That's why Magic was on First Take on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah. Now he didn't say nothing, but I'm like, why Magic? Magic was there for 45 minutes on First Take, just talking Luca, talking everything. Because some people was tweeting out like, why are we talking about the Lakers and the finals going on? With so Mike, he knew,
yeah,
that this was getting ready to drop. So anyway, that's wonderful, huh?
And the finals are going to be wrapping up. The draft's going to be in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
this is the time to start talking about it anyway. Deals are starting down some deals.
Game 6 tomorrow night. I think it's the Pacers did a great job, but I think they're especially if Halliburton is hurt, which he is with a hamstring, he may play, but he's not going to be himself. So it was a great run, but the Thunder is going to win. It's pretty well done because they put on a clinic the other night.
Mm-hmm.
That guy Jalen went 40 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, some insane stat line. That kid is something else. SG always does his thing anyway, so this one's over. I mean, in the NHL, the Panthers finished off all of last night.
Yeah, they 5-1.
They blew them out.
Jeez.
So the Stanley Cup. So they're back to back. And what was going around sports study? Wow, the Panthers are a dynasty now. They're back to back champs. It's freaking Miami. There's no snow and ice anywhere in Miami.
They like winners. They said, let's go. I saw this, it was good stat. Every team down in Miami has got championships in the last, 30, 40 years, except the Dolphins.
Which is weird.
Mm.
Which is weird. But the Dolphins used to rule Miami because it was the only game in town. Yeah, but we was coming up here. The Dolphins was it. Because, again, that's the only football team was in the state of Florida then, but it was like the Dolphins were it, dude.
I mean, he's got 3 championships. The Marlins have 2 championships. Panthers now have 2 championships. Dolphins haven't even won an AFC championship in
okay. Speaking of that, the Magic struck first.
Yep.
As for Frazier, they signed Desmond Bane's a great player, a good player for the Heat. Listen, they need some more firepower. This kid's stat lines are very, very good. So the Magic, they're not playing, dude.
Yeah, I was with an old friend last night. Fans of the podcast remember Julie, who loves the Magic, and she was very excited about that trade. She was like, "I'm gonna have to come on and break this down for y'all because this was good. This is very good for us." I'm like, So
Priest. Anyway, I just whatever that is, it threw me off. No, that's a good move. Desmond Bane is because they didn't have enough firepower, dude. So they give up KCP and Cole Anthony, but the Grizzlies got a lot of draft picks. They got 4 first-round draft picks and a swap. That's some serious money. But who knows? It's like what I was listening to the sports show, and Wendy said, he said, well, for them, it's a good deal because they unload KCP because he's on the downside. They still owe him almost $50 million over the next 2 years. So, hey, the Grizzlies have to take them. And it's Memphis. Even though Josh said he's loved in Memphis, it's still only Memphis. But I'm excited for the Magic. I think that's a good. I'll be watching them again this season. They were good. They were good last season. This guy gives them more fire. He shoots like sometimes 40% from 3, average 20, 25 points a game. He's something, and he's tough. He defends. Okay, go Orlando. Huh?
They're ready. I thought I was going to put this up. I don't think we mentioned that they're doing the not throwback, but they announced new uniforms for the new season. And it's kind of throwback, kind of getting back to the pinstripes from the early Magic days, those classic Shaq years. So that was exciting. I don't know.
Those actually weren't bad.
Yeah. I like it. All right.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Again, as a Laker fan, we thank y'all for Shaq. Elmer, carry on.
You know what? He's retired in 2 stadiums at least. It's fine. It's fine. The only other thing I want to bring up, just because because it's just kind of tying in what we're talking about with mass transit, and not that I know anything about it, but FIFA Club World Cup games started this week.
The Gold Cup.
Yeah, we got games up in Orlando at Interco.
Oh, really?
And at Camping World, and there's games down in Miami, and they're going to do. I know Brightline is doing Brightline and oh goodness, Sunrail is doing some packages so that you can get some coming up from down there, coming up here to do some things.
So games start today. You got Costa Rica playing Dominican Republic at 7, Suriname playing Mexico tomorrow, Saudi playing the U.S., and Trinidad and Tobago is Haiti. That's tomorrow. Friday you got Jamaica and Guadalupe and Guatemala and Panama on Friday. So yeah, it's gonna be this kind of stuff is pretty fun too. I love the tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, we got the big, and we got the major, the World Cup next year.
Next year,
so, yeah.
But the Gold Cup gets to get you ready for it.
Yeah.
Who's hosting the World Cup next year? I don't know. Who's
no,
hosting?
we are. It's U.S. Well, technically, it's a U.S. Mexico.
Oh,
technically it's North America's. It's technically us, Mexico, and
because I was
some stadiums in Mexico, some stadium up there, and
because when the World Cup was in L.A. in 2002, it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, we had some early round games in Orlando.
Yeah,
but back in the day. So
the U.S. got the World Cup next year, and L.A. has the Olympics in 28. It's gonna be wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's something else though.
Wow. Stop stop asking
If
people
if
for the
we
papers, trying to spend
if
some
we can
money.
get the stormtroopers off the street, we may have some fun.
Yeah, can we just get back to making some cash?
Yeah, just money. Why we all this other? You know what I mean?
Uh,
Stop with a bully ball.
and the and the and this part I just needed because I saw this, it broke my brain. I'm still not quite understanding why this exists, but as a guy who's been in the cell phone game for way too long, Rump Mobile,
Yeah.
which sounds like for $15, $20 a month, whatever they're doing, and you get some calling and texting and some sort of healthcare support or something. Sounds like a jitterbug or consumer cellular,
Yeah.
but
It's a grift.
but it's a gold phone that's a first edition that you can buy that's $500. And by the way, that's not made in the U.S.
Even the word is it's made in the US, but it's not.
Yeah.
Can possibly be.
Yeah, no, not for that. Not for
And
that.
it's not a built from the ground up phone.
Yeah.
It's a clone or something. I used to buy those cheap phones back in the day when I was in Los Angeles for the cheap iPhones and stuff. Company guys make when you get for $10. Here it is. Like, really?
iPhone with an antenna.
Yeah.
What is this? Yeah.
So,
yes.
but the grift is like, I mean, when people just, these guys have no shame. So when's it supposed to debut? I heard it's gonna run on Google.
I haven't heard any dates yet because the other thing is like we're gonna push. There's one of those things that's like pre-orders. Hey, let me pay this money and we'll get you the phone. We'll get you the phone. So
And you may never get the phone.
You may never get the phone.
That's a bigger grift, dude. How much money you gonna get? They're gonna get up front, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, wow. I didn't know that.
We should have, again, if we can't buy a sports team, we should start our own cell phone company.
Yes, on your own cell phone company.
Because it's the Ryan Reynolds thing. Ryan Reynolds owns Mint Mobile, bought into, put a celebrity behind that, getting some money, but at least you're getting some sort of product out of that. I don't know. Which, podcast listeners, would you get a Liquid Latenites phone?
Yeah.
I give you all the talk, text, and data you need. I'll give you a savings. I'll give you a low introductory price of $9.99 a month. You can't beat that. And I'll get you a good phone. It might be Motorola. It's fine.
Motorola's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But I saw that. I was like,
okay.
Wow. So I read something. They okay. The financial disclosures are in for all government officials and everything. And your guy, he worked in like $600 million. So we all, yeah. What's the term? No, I'll leave it be. I'll leave it be. I know nothing.
Nothing.
No, but it's just so much going on. It's just that part. And I'm talking to some of my friends, we were talking about sports, having a couple of cocktails with them, just having some fun. We're like, where are we right now? We got 3 aircraft carriers going into the Strait of Hormuz right now. Anybody, geography is not your main strong suit. Just go to Google and ask where's the Strait of Hormuz. And it just, anyway, sorry. Back to the phone.
No, that's it. That is it.
Why? Hey, listen, this can't be normal either. Or is it a new normal?
It's the reality today.
Okay, so listen, I want your unconditional surrender right now.
Nah, fam. We will fight you on the beaches. We will fight you on the steps. We will fight you at the bars. The line must be drawn here and no further.
We're saving Private Ryan. Anyway, so folks, I have to. I'm trying to just get my head around all of this. You mean?
Anyway. We'll be all right. Living your life day by day, doing a thing. All right. So I think we've talked it all. We've built it all.
Well, it's just I don't want to be trying to be a Debbie Downer and stuff like that, but it's just you can't pretend you're not looking at what the deal is out here right now. You cannot. But you want to kind of be. I'm advising everybody to be like cautious. I mean, the presence of local authorities is just wow. It's kind of. I'm not afraid of much, but you got to be cautious. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. You see that. Be aware of your surroundings
you better.
and your people.
Your people's.
People's be crazy. People's be crazy.
I don't know. That's our story. I don't know what we did a disservice of what we did today. But like my brain is
Deserve it. It was fine. Listen, these people know what they came for. They know what they're listening for.
There's no movies out. Give me something to brighten me up. I'm just kind of dragging right now.
Superman pre-sale started. Fantastic Four pre-sale started. How to Train Your Dragon made a lot of money. That's not my demo, but okay, it did.
It's a kids movie, right?
Yeah, it's a live action remake of an animated movie that they did, and it's part of the new Universal Epic land. So it's a big franchise. They've had a couple of animated movies. They had some like an animated series. Then they got a live action. People love it. Kids love it. It's fine. It's fine.
But nothing drops. So no major nothing dropped.
Yeah.
This
The
week.
next. Yeah. We got nothing. I don't think we don't have nothing we're going to care about till Superman, which is like in 3 weeks or something.
So what's this tea they keep doing about the new James Bond?
They haven't picked one yet. They
Dude,
got
but
a
I
game.
saw-
They got a video game they dropped.
Yeah,
did
that's what it was. They teased me, and I said, it's a video game. That I clicked it off. Because they had some Elba. They had that. I said, this is a trick here. Get me to click on this. You know, this is not real. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm still stuck in some other good. I'm still watching Mobland. So hey, with Pierce Brosnan and it's good. It's a British, huh?
Yeah. I was going to say I was nerdy and I watched the Netflix documentary on the Titan sub.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw it. I didn't know if I really wanted to watch it because what happened.
I guess there's two because they had one, and then I was telling some friends, and they're like, "Oh, Cinemax or HBO's got one too." I'm like, "Oh, check that out." It's part of the same thing, which basically dumb rich people doing dumb stuff.
Well, I didn't get pancake, huh?
No, I think it's more like paste. Basically, I'm like, nope, I'm never going down there anything like that.
Not that little thing, please.
They only a big thing. Yeah,
I could have told them before they went. So I read something today that Honda's getting into the space race. They launched a rocket today, but today trying to get your other guy because he's trying to dominate the market.
Oh, but wait a minute, are they doing it for? Are you doing? Because Honda's a Japanese brand, so are they doing it for like the Japanese space agency, or are they just going to start selling it and whoever can buy it?
Well, it was announced like Honda's, it's like end of the deal here. So I said, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Honda does good work. It's a Honda rocket, right?
Okay. So they're going to see, they've been working on robots. Now they're trying to do space stuff. Maybe be worried about Honda. What y'all got going on?
Well, the launch was successful. Test a reusable rocket.
Oh.
Yeah, today.
Aims for spaceflight for 2029. Okay. Wow.
Well, we can't. I'm glad to see because I only have this other jerk and control everything. What's his face?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, here's the thing: if you're gonna open it up, you gotta have competitors. You gotta have people who can scale up. The only thing I feel about SpaceX and Blue Origin is like they're basically started up and they're trying to like learn on the fly and doing some stuff. They're doing some good things, but they're kind of building that internal infrastructure on the go. You get somebody who's already been manufacturing things for forever. Once you can build it, you can build it to scale, and all of a sudden you're not. That might be good. That might be good to see. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. It's our tech deal. Let's throw something in the end of it because you dragging me down. I'm like, dude, I'm in such a. I don't know. I'm just man.
We gave you Lakers. We gave you Laker talk.
No, that's gonna be. I'm excited because that's gonna put more money into what we can do for players. I get that. We don't care about the salary company. That's gonna do for us, boss. And this deal gonna get done this summer. We're gonna bring some. We have some help for Luca. We listen. We're going for all the money, and you need that market. It's $10 billion. So that's a smart move. You can't sit on it. You got to take that money. The family gets it because there's a Jeannie and her 3 brothers. And she got 3 brothers, 2 brothers. The family, and they get like, she controls it, but she's gonna be still the governor and run everything. This guy just got the money bags. They did the same thing for the Dodgers. So hey, I'm all in.
Mhm.
We may even build a new arena and move out of crypto.
I was gonna say crypto's not that old, but I guess
It's 25 years. Crypto opened in 99, 2000 season. We won a title. I always say the first 3 years we paid for that. It only cost $400 million a bill. We won a title in the 3 consecutive years, paid for it.
Hmm.
We moved out of the Forum. And I was going to the Forum last week, not before they moved to crypto. Hey?
New stadium deal. You just
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's a lot. Where are you gonna go? I just finished building stadiums. I got SoFi. You got whatever Clipperland is.
No, it's called God darn this. We're not moving. We're not going to move and be a tenant of the Clippers.
No, I understand that. But they just,
we're going to be a tenant of. You got to be kidding me. It's Inuit. The Inuit Dome, huh?
Yeah.
Which is beautiful, but we're not going to be. Hey,
You want your own dome.
Downtown Englewood, California.
All right. That's it. We're going to wrap up. I want to thank you all for listening to Liquid Latenites podcast on all your finer streaming platforms. Like and subscribe. Do some 5-star reviews. YouTube.com/Liquid Latenites. We post regularly and always online at liquidlatenites.com. And we out. Peace in the Middle East.
Okay, so